Now, first of all, before I say this, there are some amazing,
Phenomenal women.
phenomenal
Yeah.
women out there
Yeah.
bringing up boys on their own.
Yeah.
And there's some they've just been able to bring up kings.
Yep.
Do you understand?
Yep.
Literally
Yep.
kings. Yeah.
Agreed.
Because regardless if both your parents are married, your mum is still that person that's still kind of, is always around you or whatever. So there might be some holes in my argument here, but I'm still going to make it. I think one of the things that is important for us to understand, I had to give that ode and blessings to women bringing up, single mothers bringing up their sons. But then I think if as a single woman you find it, you find that you do not surround that young boy with positive role models. Okay, your relationship might have broke down or blah blah. I think it's important that we do not, as single mothers, that single mothers do not break down don't break down the dream of your son's father with your mouth.
How do you mean?
In terms of, if your partner at the time when he's now giving you this child is an a-hole, do not say that to the child. Let the child find out himself. And I'm only talking about boys here because there's a reason I'm talking about, because I can only talk from a male perspective. Do not talk bad about a child, about a father, because it just paints this picture in this child's mind, and they start to resent their father without even knowing their father. As I said,
Or
my
father figure.
The father figure, yeah. Because I said my father was looking for me for 25 years, but my story is a lot deeper. You have to watch the film and read the book. But basically, if you're growing up, and I said this in my video on YouTube, and I basically talked about, if you are, growing up, growing a boy, a young king, it's important you surround him with role models, male role models, so that he can understand. Obviously, positive role models, because there's some other role models out there. There might not be the type of role model you want around your boy. But there's role models out there, like Manhood Academy right now, yeah?
What's that?
Manhood Academy is a group of guys that have started, I think one of them, Kinde, one of my cousins actually, Kinde, he basically used to work in a school kind of thing, so in an all-boys school in East London. I think one of Boris Johnson's aide was the headmaster of that school. There was some scandal about it some years ago. But these guys were really they're still doing well. Yeah, Manhood Academy, check them out. I'll talk about them everywhere. I love that understanding what they're doing in terms of they'll basically get boys to start teaching them certain things of vocational life experiences, trips to Africa, get them to understand themselves. Instead of, because I feel like when you're self-aware, when you're aware of who you are, you understand your value in this lifestyle, in life. Yeah. So going back to the point of, how important it is to bring up boys, if you're a single mother, bringing up boys with strong role models. I'm talking your brothers, your fathers, your uncles, your male friends, who are just male friends, who love you as a woman, yeah? I'm talking about a platonic relationship, even if it's a, as they call it, erotic relationship. We're talking about Greek mythology. But anyway, it's important that they're around your child. You bring the right ones around your child to grow them up and show them certain things about, a system of a country. For instance, there's a book called, by a guy called Konjufu, called Countering the Conspiracy to Destroy Our Black Boys. And it's an American guy, I think he changed his name to a Kenyan name, but basically what he talks about is you as a young boy, young man, whatever, if you do not know, if the president or prime minister of that country does not look like you, you're in the wrong country, in a sense. But you have to understand the politics of that country. understand mathematics of that country, geometry. You know what I mean? Because once you understand these things as a man, yeah, you're able to start your own country, as it were, because your family is your country in a sense. So I think it's important that when we're growing up, that we have the right role models as male and female. Yeah? I know what I'm saying is probably like jaga jaga right now, but basically, implicitly what I'm saying is it is important for a boy to grow up with a male role model, because this is where you have kids running around, boys running around, yeah, with testosterone flowing through their body, sometimes doing erratic things, making erratic decisions, rolling on their emotions, yeah. You got testosterone in your body. You know, as soon as you know the same thing that happens, yeah, the same thing that happens, yeah, when you go to the gym, yeah, when you go to the gym, and testosterone goes through your body. What do? Yeah, all the people that's pumping testosterone in your body, they're lifting the whole gym because they got steroids pumping through their body. Yeah. So just now imagine that testosterone running through your body, and you're a boy child, yeah, and you haven't been shown how to expel this testosterone safely out of your body. Yeah. Yeah. What you gonna do? Some women, no, not all women, some, please don't come after me. Some women are temperamental. So if you get a temperamental mother who's now growing up her son, who now becomes temperamental, who's unable to control his temper, and he's out there, he's insecure about himself. He doesn't know who he is because he hasn't been shown who he is. He hasn't been shown how important he is. And he has a knife to protect himself because he's insecure of certain things, because he's been told that if he goes out somewhere, he's going to get stabbed. So he takes out a knife for himself to protect himself. Out of fear and temperamentalism, I just make up words, you now stab someone because you're scared, because you're thinking you're going to get stabbed or whatever. I'm not saying this is always the situation, because I've seen certain videos of men are fighting, like say they're fighting one Biafran war with two knives, with two swords. You know what I mean? I've seen it that deep. But these are lost children. But it doesn't mean they can't be, brought back to the fold, as it were. But these are lost children because they don't know where they've come from. They don't understand. Why would you want to stab someone else that looks like you? Because it's an internal war.
Self-hate.
Self-hate.
But that's another story.
Yeah, that's another story. We've already passed all the minutes and hours and stuff on this camera. Yeah. He normally does 30 minutes with his guests. I've done 2 hours almost.
No, but it's worth it.
Yeah.
Because things like this, we need to talk about them.
We definitely need to talk about it. I think it's important that we talk about it. I feel if we don't talk about it, who's going to talk about it?
It'd be good to know more about this Manhood Academy.
Manhood Academy. Check them out. They got a website. Check them out, Manhood Academy. Because I feel, I don't know if you know about the Genghis Khan story.
Yeah.
The last one, I think I saw the film where he was riding around for years and blah, blah, blah. And all of a sudden you saw a scene where he rode into a village and all the women were screaming, ah! And all the kids were kidnapped. Nothing was burnt, I don't think, in this particular one. Nothing was burnt, blah, blah, blah. All just the kids were kidnapped.
You're talking about the book or his life?
The film. Okay. The adaptation film of it. Okay. Where they grabbed all their children. All the women were screaming. But then when they...
he fathered like...
Yeah. But he didn't actually have any children of his own. I don't think he did.
He did.
Well, in the what's it called of that film? They didn't show that he did. But maybe I need to. Maybe it's just a film. I'm going by the film.
No, he did.
It's probably like
he
because
did.
Maybe it was after that inception of the film, because the woman he was chasing throughout that film, he didn't even have his. She had children for other people, and he still loved her. But basically, the point I was trying to make is like when they got to the mountains, and these kids were all 13, 14, them kind of ages. When they got to the mountains, the soldiers, Genghis Khan soldiers, unveiled themselves to the children. And the children realized that these were their fathers. So it was like
Wow.
a thing where they took them to the mountains, showed them how to hunt, showed them how to fish, showed them how to take care of each other as men. Where do we have that now? Growing up, the only thing that like people don't realize, stuff like Boy Scouts, they were so boring.
Yeah.
I went to Boy Scouts in Nigeria, but these are things.
They have
To-
like Jewish, their bar mitzvah.
Bar mitzvah
Yeah.
at 13, 14.
Yeah.
Bat mitzvah for women, for girls, bar mitzvah for boys. But like all of those things, how are we doing that in our community as black folk? I can't talk about anyone else, but how are we doing that? Where is that cutoff point from our mother's bosom that we now are ripped away from our mother's bosoms and we are not mummy's boys? Where does that happen if your father is not around? Yeah, and for the ones that their father are around, yeah, I'm sure there's a way that the father does his thing to be like, yeah, but the boy child won't even have to do that, because between 2 and 7, he's watching his father, he's seeing what the relationship between the father and mother and blah blah. He understands. He grows up into the type of father, the type of man his father is.
Yeah.
Assumingly the father is a well-to-do man, But yeah, this is a different thing.
I know.
We probably cut into 20 minutes again
Yeah,
already.
and we definitely
This is another show, bro.
Yeah, it is another show. But man, it was powerful having you. And
I ain't even talked about anything.
I know,
That's the funny thing.
I know. That's why you definitely have to come back, because there are a few of my friends that people would love to hear the experiences they've gone through in life, and the kind of stories and lessons that they can share. You were one of them, and it was good to have you here, man. So yeah, man. I'll see you guys next week. Peace.